Okay, guys. I'm all set. If you guys are all set,
Yes.
Okay.
so
Cool beans.
So I
Oh,
think, yeah.
oh, I took mass cure wounds, I think, wasn't it?
Oh,
And
that's right.
yeah.
No. You traded out your cure wounds for mass cure wounds.
Oh, that's right.
That
Okay.
wasn't one of the spells you picked up from your magical secrets.
Where's the counter spell then?
It should be a 3rd level spell. Check there.
Major. Oh no, I took lightning bolt. That's right.
Lightning bolt. Okay,
That's the
good.
one. Okay, that's
Okay, a
fine.
little bit
Sorry.
of damage. A little bit of damage.
So you didn't take
Although
counterspell, but you took lightning?
I took lightning bolt. Sorry.
How dare you?
I know. I'm awful.
I will say this, just so it doesn't come up, and if you want to change, you can. Because remember, I think once this campaign is over, I'm going to take a little bit of break from DMing at least, just for a little bit, because even at the bare minimum, have to figure out what campaign we would play next.
Yeah.
So your characters may continue on. So let's not just think of this as like a one-dimensional. We need this for this fight, but your lightning bolt.
The dragon's
Obviously,
probably immune to lightning damage, probably.
yes, it's a blue dragon.
Ah, hell.
it's all right.
I saw that coming.
It's a blue dragon, which is a lightning-based dragon. So that means they don't take lightning damage, and also the storm giants are immune to lightning damage. Not that matters, but yeah.
Okay.
It might not be if you want to change it out for something, I'll allow it obviously before you use it. But if you want to save it for fights after the blue dragon fight, then perhaps you just keep it. Okay.
I think she just wants to have like the billowing cloak so she can be like Emperor Palpatine and just start zapping people with her lightning.
Power!
Unlimited
power! Yes.
Good.
Do it. Do it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop. I was gonna keep making references, but I'll actually have a
Coward.
All right. Where did you learn mirror images? Not from a Jedi. Okay, I'm done. Okay. So where we left off was you guys successfully rescued King Hecaton from the grasps of Slarkrethel and his cultists and the gargoyles and all the fun stuff that I got to play as. I believe you guys said that you wanted to go to Waterdeep. That was sort of the closest land-based town that you guys could sort of park up with your airship and then potentially use the conch to get back to the Maelstrom.
Right.
With that being said, is there anything you guys want to do in Waterdeep while you're there, or do you guys want to just head straight to the Maelstrom?
RP people, go ahead. Have at it.
Are there lords in the Waterdeep? Sorry.
Actually, yes. The way that that Waterdeep actually runs their government is they have basically a council that's called the Masked Lords of Waterdeep. They always, basically nobody knows who they are, and they sort of assemble in secret, and they all wear masks so they don't know who each other are.
Just like remember the board game, hun?
Yes.
Remember you got assigned a secret person with a mask. That the actually opposite side of the card was a mask, and you had a secret objective you had to complete. And there's the Silver Stars, and I'm sure there's like factions. That's cool that there's a crossover. Anyway, go ahead.
That's awesome.
Yeah, nerd moment.
With that being said, I believe you guys had also visited that one guy. Oh
yeah,
Roaring Horn. You remember when you were escorting Artist Kimber's son south? I think you guys ended up stopping here.
I think he gave us a couple of things, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's correct. He had a couple gifts for you. That's where you got your sending stones from. Along with a couple other things.
Someone's paying attention. Because I forgot what he gave us. I'm just like, whatever.
Well, I have a section here. You guys might actually be able to see it too. There's like a Roaring Horn tab on the journal.
Oh, really?
Where it says he gave you mithril armor, a rope of climbing, the band of the dryad, sending stone. I don't know exactly what it looks like on your guys' screen, but it should be under like a.
Oh, we have a journal?
like where your character sheet, like again, you might not, I might be totally wrong, but I know
Gotcha.
I've showed you items, and I think that sort of illuminates the sort of folder that they're under, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, Roaring Horn. It said, yeah,
Roaring Horn,
correct.
yep.
I see it. Mithril armor, rope of climbing, and so on. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the alchemy jug, all that good stuff.
Oh, there we go. We should thank him for. Yeah. Totally.
Thank you, Nick.
It wasn't me. It was Roaring Horn. So he's located in Waterdeep. But otherwise, they have the normal amenities that you might need if anyone's low on arrows, if anybody wants to buy some. I don't think you guys do rations anymore because you feed everybody with your good berries.
Mm-hmm. I keep that handy. Can we talk? Is there like a local alchemist or magical shop to where we can possibly inquire about resistance to lightning damage if we're about to fight a dragon that can spew lightning?
Sure. And actually, I wonder. Let's take a look-see real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so there's certainly an alchemist that you could visit that would be able to either sell you or craft some potions of resistance.
Okay.
So you could potentially get some lightning resistance from there.
All right. What do you guys think? What do you guys want to do?
I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Lightning resistance.
All right.
I do too. I was also wondering if he sells like lightning rods.
Lightning rods?
That's interesting.
Yeah, lightning rods. We could plant one and then, sort of back away, and when the dragon blasts lightning, it'll, just
surround ourselves with lightning rods, and then they just won't hit us. That'd be awesome.
Maybe like a something like a plate of set of full plate mail and a sword, that kind of stuff. That could act as a lightning rod.
I could just, strip naked and just be the lightning rod itself. My armor.
Plant a grenade in the ground.
Can we enchant the immovable rod to for it to be lightning based or something?
That's a great idea too.
Maybe. Let's see. So a potion of resistance is going to set you back 300 gold pieces.
Woo! 300 gold.
Wait a minute. Wait now.
What's that?
For the lightning resistance was 300 gold?
Correct.
Each?
I don't have it.
Each.
Okay, can I do a major illusion of a huge suitcase with gold in it or something and deceive the shopkeeper?
Wow.
You realize that as soon as he goes to touch it, his hand would go through the illusion, correct?
I would close it, pretend to close it real quick and be like, items first. And then run the hell away.
Oh my gosh, no.
There's going to be wanted signs.
It might have adverse, effects on your reputation in Waterdeep.
Oh man, that's true. I can't wait to be chaotic evil with a new character.
Well, that guy helped us before. I wonder if he would consider sponsoring us in some way. I don't know what his interests would be by us taking out a dragon, but I wonder if he'd be willing to sponsor us in some way. He already gave us items. So maybe we can get some money from him. I'm just a thought.
Do you guys not have enough money for what would
we
would
do?
Like?
I'm just cheap.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm at 157.
I only have 600 and some.
I have 1,500 gold. I thought I'd save it for something really good, but I don't know if I.
Well, you know that I forget his first name, so I apologize for that. But this Roaring Horn guy, Lord Roaring Horn, we'll call him.
Yeah.
You know that he was a friend of Artis Kymber and that they were both harpers. And you also know that the harpers seem to have the good of the realm in their best interest. So maybe he would be willing to help you.
Could you lend us? Maybe they could just lend it to us so we can rent it.
How do you rent a potion?
Right.
You drink it. And how are you going to return a potion after you drink it?
Well, that's for us to know.
I see. Well, go ahead. Won't you guys go talk to what's his face, Roaring Horn? Maybe you can get something out of him. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lead the way.
Go for me, dog.
I'll be watching as the people with high charisma actually do the work. Go ahead.
Wow. See, it's really hard to be put on the spot like that, you know.
Oh, gee, I haven't had that happen to me at all this entire campaign.
You're good at it.
Oh.
All right.
So we're walking down the streets of Waterdeep, right? And
I guess
the estate should be. We went there before. He had an estate party, if I remember correctly. There was a party, and that's how we actually got in there and started talking to him. And you actually talked your way past You weren't on the party list, right? So I think you talked your way past the butler that was checking to see if we were on the list. Again, I may be misremembering.
This is Waterdeep?
Yeah, this is
Waterdeep.
Yeah.
City of the Dead. Oh, scared.
He was in the North Ward.
The North Ward.
Which is sort of where all of the
estates
affluent members exactly of Waterdeep sort of reside.
It looks like New York. Look at all these streets.
It's their Statue of Liberty on the West Coast there. All right, guys, lead the way.
So what are we asking for?
We're asking for help to possibly get some resistances to help fight a dragon.
Okay.
Or to sponsor us with some money to help us fight the dragon. But whatever works, whatever you can give us, I'm fine with that.
Now, the other thing that you guys remember about Waterdeep, and I think I'm not getting confused here, so we're just going to take it as fact either way, is Harshnag had a friendly relationship with Waterdeep. He was part of an adventuring company that was based in Waterdeep.
Was Harshnag the frost giant that got trapped in the Allfather Temple?
Correct.
Should we check on him?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
He's dead, isn't he?
No, he's still alive.
We don't know what happened to him. He's somewhere buried, I think.
My spidey senses told me that he was alive, but he was buried. We went there, but we couldn't get him out. So I wonder if that's something to consider for later.
GM, was he dead? I could have sworn you said he was dead.
I can't remember what I told you, honestly.
I wouldn't have been able to sense him if he was dead.
Yeah, because you guys went there, correct?
Yeah, we went there. We sat there for 20 minutes trying to figure out a way in from the top. We thought about Dimension Door and other ways of teleporting in, but ultimately we asked the giants, the storm giants, to clear the Allfather Temple because they had destroyed it, and Nick was saying it would take a while for that to happen because we're busy doing other things. But my spidey senses did tell me that he was in there but buried, so he's still alive. Assuming he hasn't perished in the interim.
Maybe we should check on him first and then see if the help, because if he's alive, we can use that as leverage to get help.
Okay. But yeah,
that's a good idea.
There's a fast travel in Waterdeep here, and I think the Allfather Temple is north, so we could probably get as far as... Well, actually, we would have to airship it, because I think either Yartar or one of the other cities, that's as far north as that goes. But I think the Allfather Temple, or Mirabar, I think it is. I think the Allfather Temple is like north of Mirabar, and there's no way to get there without some sort of fast airship, so we may have to just airship it there.
Well, the first time that you guys went there with Harshnag, you didn't have the airship yet. Remember, you guys...
Oh, okay.
When you got the first time that you guys exited the Temple of the Allfather is when that airship and those dragon cultists met you at the entrance. Remember, it sort of just floated down out of the sky.
Okay, so it's faster to fast travel to Mirabar then, and then just walk. I mean, my ranger abilities, I ignore difficult terrain, and I can get my party through difficult terrain, so it wouldn't slow us down to get there. But I don't know if it's faster to fly from where we are or just to fast travel than walk. Whatever's quicker.
Yeah, Waterdeep's pretty far south. It might be easier just to...
Teleport?
teleport and then hoof it. Especially, like you said, as the ranger, you get that bonus to your party for traveling, and you guys have been there once before, so you would certainly pretty easily remember your way back, especially as a ranger.
Cool. Well, if that's what you guys want to do, we can do it.
Yeah, let's go check on Harshnag.
Yeah. May I ask a quick question, though?
Yes.
I'd like to ask him if there are any natural enemies of blue dragons. Maybe we could elicit their help.
I would assume.
Who were we asking?
Huh?
Who were we asking?
I'm asking that one guy where we're at.
I don't think we met him yet. We haven't actually talked to him yet.
We haven't. Okay.
I guess we were standing outside of his state, and wait a minute, we should probably do this first.
Give me a history check.
Let's ask the question to the house.
The heroes of indecisiveness have struck again.
Yep.
Okay, history check. Let's see.
Getting some good exercise though.
Oh, that's true. 17.
Okay, pretty good. Based off of what you've heard in lore and experienced for yourself, you know that the age-old enemy of dragons are giants. They've been basically fighting for well before small folk even existed, and the last war they had almost wiped out both sides, and now they're both just sort of trying to reclaim the power that they once held.
Here's a crazy thought. The blue dragon's been sitting on this throne pretending to be an advisor. I can't imagine King Hecaton is pleased by the fact that his wife has been killed and now his daughter's turned to stone. I bet you he'd be willing to send help to help us fight this dragon and thwart him. I'm just spitballing, but
That's a good point.
It's possible that he would help us. Or
I have to imagine that if giants do help us, the blue dragon would recruit the kraken again.
The kraken can breathe on land, but I don't think he can. The desert in which the layer subsides. Remember, we scryed at the Maelstrom. The dragon is somewhere in the Anarok Desert, so he's got a horde, or Imrith, whatever, has a horde somewhere there. The fact that the kraken is on the other side of the continent, I don't think the kraken is going to get there unless it was teleported. Okay. I'm just saying it's unlikely that we'll see the kraken there, but you never know. It's a DM thing.
I mean, he wanted to be a god, didn't he? Wasn't it when you guys told me what he said, like when he possessed me or something? He wanted to get ascended to a higher being or whatever.
That's true.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking from a logistical standpoint. How would the kraken get over there? Is my question.
Teleportation.
Yeah, special powers.
Yeah. Okay. Something. All right. Well, how about we can scry the dragon again in the Maelstrom once we get there, and then we can maybe see who else is around. Is that a thought? Maybe we can get some intel as to who's actually over there, along with the dragon.
Wasn't scrying kind of a hard thing to do?
It was, but we did successfully scry in the pool of scrying in the Maelstrom, and we scryed the dragon once before. And because we've seen the dragon, we know this being. So now we know. We successfully scryed before, meaning we know it's in the desert, and we've met this dragon before. So I think the odds of finding it again are much better than not having ever met the dragon and having never seen the desert that it was in. If that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. But anyway, sorry to tangent.
You're fine. Hi, Sandy.
All right. So are we then fast traveling to Mirabar then, and then hoof it to the Allfather Temple to see if Harshnag is there? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm fine with that. Anyone else want to get anything in Waterdeep before we go?
some deep water. No, no, I'm good.
No, we'll be back as soon as we check on our snag. You know.
Are we going to see if we could enchant the rod of unmoving, or are we going to do that after we get back?
I think we're going to do that when we get back, so we can have leverage.
Yeah, I think our goal is like get as much help as possible from the guy, and with if we rescued Harshnag, maybe I don't know, maybe that's just a feather in our cap when we ask for help from him. If that makes any sense.
Sounds good to me.
Ooh, rescuing Harshnag.
So are we going to Mirabar?
Yeah, we'll fast travel, sure.
Okay. Too many maps. Where is it?
Mirabar's right here.
I know where it is on the map. I don't know where it is in my... Here we go. There.
He's got 50 tabs.
It's right here. She says it's right here. Like... Okay. So you guys, step out of the teleportation circle in Mirabar in the Carper hidden base there. As you guys step outside, you hear the, cries and advertisements for the local vendors, and you hear, horns of blasting, get your horns of blasting here, freshly made Mirabar.
Oh, no. I cover Sunset's ears as we walk back.
No, I still have one. I have one already.
Boy, good sir.
She's going to have a necklace of horns of blastings. All... When one blows up, she just grabs another one.
Deep discounts, 50% off, this day only.
How much are they?
I don't remember.
No, seriously, I'd like to buy one if I have enough.
Aren't they like
they're 450 gold.
Oh, drat. Okay, I don't have...
But today only, math is hard, but they're half of that, so it's like...
225.
225, thank you, sir.
I have 157 and 2 platinum pieces, that's all I have.
Platinum pieces worth what?
10?
Is it 10 gold pieces? I always forget maybe that's not enough then.
Yeah, it's 2 to 1. I mean, 10 to 1, I'm sorry.
I mean, you could always...
trade something? Oh, gosh.
Trade something, or maybe have either yourself or one of your charismatic companions try to talk them down.
Oh, God.
No, that's all right. I don't want to do that.
Says, Bernard, I got this. Hold on.
Oh, don't go to all that trouble for me now, little friend.
Oh, man.
Okay, so are we buying a horn of blasting, or are we moving on to the Temple of the Allfather?
I'm scared of those things.
How much would I get? Because I'm mainly using my greatsword. I still have my one-handed longsword. Is that worth anything?
Just a regular longsword?
Yeah, and I also have a regular two-handed longsword. How did I get that?
Well, no, you could wield a longsword with one hand or two hand. They're the same weapon. It's just depending on if you're using both hands or not. It's a different damage dice. That's all.
Okay, so I have one regular longsword, and I have the +1 greatsword, which I'm not selling, obviously. But I was wondering if that was worth anything.
Brand new, sure. You could buy one for 15 gold pieces.
Okay, all right.
It would be about half that to sell it back.
Okay.
No
okay.
I have this.
Never mind.
Here, Mr. Merchant. You see, I have my own horn of blasting, and my friend would really like one, and we're kind of famous. You know, we have a reputation. We protect and serve. So how about you give us a little bit of a discount, even off your discount?
Oh, you're famous, are you? Well, who are you?
We're the...
We all at the same time go, heroes of indecisiveness.
That took a lot of
heroes of indecisiveness. I remember I was there at your party when they had that banquet in your behalf.
Yes, we saved King Hecaton.
I don't know who that is.
But we saved him.
But it sounds cool.
What do you think?
Well, you must be swimming in gold if you've had that many adventures and...
Oh my.
No, not really. No, we do it out of the kindness of our hearts, so we don't ask for a lot of gold.
She has a milk problem, you see.
I understand.
Terrible.
Now.
Milk is so expensive once you get out into those sticks like here. It's quite unreasonable. Well, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Oh, goodness.
There we go. Oh my god!
He says, I don't think I should be really helping your habit there. It seems unwise to be supportive of such a destructive...
I tried.
Thank you, Lily.
What if Sunset... What if she... Oh, this is so bad. What if Sunset, like, plays a little ditty for him?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
And I try to do a sleight of hand thing and try to, like, swipe one for Renee.
Oh.
Perform. I get out my flute, and I'm sitting here performing for the merchant.
Okay. Go ahead. If you're really going to do this, give me a stealth check and a sleight of hand check.
I'm backing away from the party.
You can make the stealth check with advantage.
I will.
No, she's doing this.
Oh, I'm gonna cast pass without pass.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Do I get 5 of them?
No. But he does have a table behind him that has one freely laying there, and while he's distracted, you're able to steal it.
Oh wow!
Oh, I don't think this is a good idea. I'm not lawfully good, but neutral good. So I don't know if I approve of this.
You know about it. She's just doing it.
Yeah, I mean, give me a perception check, Bernine.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Oh gosh. All right.
Oh god.
Where are you?
I just bought this for you.
I have to do a deception.
Wow.
Okay. You see her sneaking behind the vendor and reaching to grab one of the horns. Do you want to stop her?
Oh, it's a choice.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to stop her. I don't approve of this.
All right.
Okay.
I'm a neutral good character. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Xana.
I'm naturally chaotic, so
if I casted pass without trace, that would give us a +10 bonus to her stealth, and Bernine wouldn't know, right?
Yes, but it's already happened.
Damn.
Yeah. That's okay.
I tried.
I nodded. I understand. It's fine.
Yeah, if he didn't want it, I would have taken it.
Well, I would have loved to have it. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the ends don't justify the means.
It's true.
So do I just grab her arm and just do a tisk 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 or
like
what?
A no.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Jeez. Bernine, the god of perception. Jeez Louise. Yeah, so
that was a big roll.
So while Lily is playing her little ditty, you see her sneak back there. You're able to get between her and the horn in time, and you just sort of give her like a frown and you shake your head no or something like that, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
And the vendor is not aware of it, so you guys aren't getting in any trouble, but you do not get the Blorn of Hasting.
Yes, that. Yes.
What does that do?
We didn't roll for that, so technically.
Oh man.
No fun.
Saberwolf just pretends like he doesn't know any of these people.
Yeah.
It gives birth to something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
It's role playing. It's fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. All right.
Okay. So, is there anything else in Mirabar that you guys want to steal, or are we heading off to the temple?
Yeah, I suppose we're heading off to the temple.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Saberwolf, go ahead and make me a survival check, but do it with advantage.
All right. I will roll dice. Survival with advantage, you say?
Okay.
20.
20.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Great roll. Okay, so you guys are able. It only takes about like 2 or 3 days, but you guys carry on through the snow, through these treacherous valleys and mountain slopes and all this, and you guys eventually make your way to the Temple of the Allfather, you see the huge arches sort of appear out of the snow in front of you.
Ooh.
You guys see that there are still stone giants there, and they're still working to clear it out, but they've made tremendous progress since you've last been here.
Ah, are they friendly stone giants?
Well, didn't you guys have a
conversation with them? I'm thinking
yeah.
I know about it.
I thought they weren't there yet because
maybe they weren't.
We
okay.
arrived, we couldn't get to Harshnag, so then in the Maelstrom we asked the storm giants to clear the way for us, and then you said that they would assign the stone giants to clear the way for us or whatever.
But, yeah. Right. So okay, in that case they've made tremendous progress.
Okay, if they're there on behalf of the storm giants, then they should be friendly in theory.
Yeah.
But, who here remembers the name of the stone giant lord that you spoke to?
Oh my gosh, no idea.
Oh, I have it written down, hon. Do you have it there on your?
I'm seeing if I do.
That's loud.
I
had all 4 written, I had all the ones written down, but on 10 different pieces of paper.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't torture you.
Oh, Thane. Is it Thane?
It is not.
Damn.
That was the name of.
Cleft.
Oh well, no. Thane is just the titles, I believe.
Oh.
But anyways, his name was Braxow.
Okay.
You guys would remember this. I won't torture any further. And if you guys feel fairly confident that if you introduce yourself and speak of the interactions you had with Braxow, that the stone giants wouldn't be hostile towards you.
Okay, fair enough. All right, lead the way, guys. Go get
him. So are all these stones like actually still? Are most of the stones still like in the way?
Well, are you entering, or are you just like standing outside looking in?
I'd like to enter. I'm assuming we'd all like to enter.
Yeah.
So see is like in this image in front of you. You remember when you first came here? Well, not when you first came here. When you came here and it was collapsed. You remember that some of these stone pillars were destroyed, and it was basically just filled with rocks. Where you see, what you see now is that the pillars. And actually, you see one stone giant who's working on the pillars, and he sort of puts his hand onto the pillar, and you could see above it, like the stone sort of smoothing out and like melding into the pillar above it, so it becomes a functional pillar again.
Oh, that's
Can
cool.
I use animate objects and move like a couple stones out the way?
Sure.
I can only move up to huge, right? Huge targets count as 8 objects. So I would only be able to move like 1 stone if it was huge.
Right. You could move a huge stone out of the way, yeah.
Okay. I'll do that and show him that I'm helping.
Okay. As you were approaching to cast the spell, he sort of looks at you and his eyes narrow and he says, "Who goes there?"
Go ahead.
Oh, we're looking for our friend Horse Nugget, or sorry, excuse me, Harshnag.
There is no Harshnag here.
But he was buried inside that temple thing, and we just came to collect his body and give him a proper burial if he's dead. Unless you guys checked.
There's much of the temple that is still destroyed. We have only been able to get about 3/4 of the way in.
Oh, dang.
Perhaps if he's further in than that, but otherwise we have seen no living creatures here.
Ooh, can I polymorph into like a roach and like go in all the crevices and just go in?
Yeah.
Can I use my spidey sense to make sure that there's still a frost giant buried in the rubble?
So the way that it works is you would be detecting the stone giants as well.
Right.
But this guy would tell you that there's a team of about 10 stone giants currently working in the temple.
Okay.
And you detect 11.
Okay. That's a good bet that he's still in there somewhere.
Yes, the rubble. Is it something like as a cat that I can kind of go in and climb around?
You could try. I mean, these giants are huge, so obviously you would be able to get further in than they would be able to.
I also ignore difficult terrain, so...
I also do too, yeah. I'm a cat, so...
And if it's really that thick, I wonder if we can, like, do we have, like, any potions of invisibility and just, like, go in, like, ethereally?
It doesn't make you ethereal. Like, the potion of gaseous form would help you here.
Oh, okay.
But invisible, you're still corporeal. You're just invisible.
It's a cloaking device.
Yeah. So could I try and see if I could get kind of around the rubble and see if I can't see him?
Sure.
Or do I need to roll anything for that?
Yeah, give me a second, though. So here's what's going to happen, is I'm going to move us to the other map where you can actually see.
Yeah.
I haven't prepared for this, so I'm not even sure what's on the map right now, but we're just going to have to sort of theater the mind it as we go, okay?
It was a huge map. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you guys have been here, because I set this... Or maybe I just set it up and you guys never actually came here or something. I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Isn't that where the Oracle is?
Yes, this is the Allfather.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what you guys see is the giants have cleared out this entire hallway here. And then even in this room, it's cleared out to about here. And then you see that some of them are working on clearing it out to about here, up here, and then once again, a bit are working on clearing out to here. And a lot of the storm giants are actually working on restoring the statues that once stood here. Most of them were damaged or destroyed by the cave-in.
Where's here?
I didn't see your ping. Yeah.
I didn't either.
Well, I'm just... So, here's the main room where all the statues are.
Mm-hmm.
They started clearing out up here. They're starting to clear out down here. This walkway, whatever you want to call it, is fully cleared out. But basically, the areas that I haven't highlighted for you are what is still buried in like huge stones and that sort of thing.
I remember that the dragon came down through the ceiling, I believe, in the statue room. So the battle took place by these large statues here. So I bet you he's like behind this rubble, where I'm pinging right now. So yeah, if you can we all make our way into the temple just to see how far we can get before we have to like...
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna move Whisper and I, and the rest of you can all move your guys into the statue room.
So the stone giant who you guys first spoke to, I can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
He said his name is Lore, and he is going to be just accompanying you guys. But you see, I'm not going to bother with the tokens all around. They're working on the statues and clearing out the rubble to the north and south, and so yeah, so you guys are basically in this sort of big statue room.
Gotcha. Oh, I forgot we completely forgot about the conversation with the stone giant.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we look around to see if we can't find Harsnag?
You are more than welcome as long as you do not desecrate this holy place.
I will not, I promise.
Just to reassure you, we actually rescued a bunch of relics and brought them back to the Temple of the Allfather and restored a lot of the stolen relics from this place. So we are on your side.
He says, Braxo explained to me the good you've done for this place, and that is why we are allowing you such liberties. But just remember, they can be easily removed should you desecrate this place.
Okay.
I say amen, and I give a bow and a prayer and a, that cross thing on your chest, and then kiss my hand.
Would you allow us to clear more rubble should we need to?
Oh, man.
You may do what you can, but it is not an easy process.
I see.
You must remember that you could create another cave-in should you remove the wrong rocks in the wrong time.
I see.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
I just want to see if I can kind of crawl around and see him. Or do you think that would make things tumble?
Potentially. If you want to try, I'm going to ask you for sort of like an acrobatics check to try to get through as far as you can.
How bad is my acrobatic? No, I've got a +9. Yeah, okay, I'll try it. Right over here.
Look, should I give her advantage just in case?
Bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Oh yes, inspire me, please. Inspire me.
All right. Let's hope you don't crash any rocks. Okay.
I'll look at a 20.
Nice.
Do you want to use the inspiration? It's a D10 now that she's level 10.
But I mean, it's a 20.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to use it for something else? I mean, why would we be being stingy?
All right, fine.
Might as well.
Fine, and a D10. 28.
Okay,
wow.
28. Yeah, you find some cracks. You're able to sort of carefully maneuver around them, being sure not to disturb them too much. Where do you want to go?
Kind of in this area over here to see if we can find Harshnag.
Okay.
Can my spidey sense sort of pinpoint a location for her?
Sure. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. You can tell that it's sort of like if you're standing here,
okay,
it's like straight ahead.
Alright, so that's where I want to go.
Okay. Okay. So you explore through, you're able to make your way through a lot of the rocks and crevices and all that stuff. And you find the portal, but you don't see Harshnag.
Do I have to go to the portal? Won't I get stuck if I do the portal?
Is that body supposed to be there, that token?
Oh no, what is it?
Okay, just checking.
Oh, that was Harshnag.
Yeah, I'm like, we found him! Yay!
Oh.
I told you I didn't prepare for this.
It's all good. It's all good.
Just ignore the whistle.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You also notice that the portal is not active.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, I will go back then and tell them what I found.
If we had found Harshnag's body, I wonder if we could disguise it as King Hecaton and then just like, I don't know, put it in Hecaton's bedroom so that like when they try to kidnap him again, they'll just steal Harshnag's dead body.
Don't see why not.
That's kind of morbid.
That's very morbid.
I know. That's awful.
If we open the portal again, now that we know how, is that going to cause a cave-in of some kind? I can't imagine. Well, actually, if it's on the other side of rocks,
we can't all get there. And we needed Harshnag to actually get in, didn't we?
Yeah, if you remember, the sort of archway of the portal had all these runes on it, and Harshnag was able to touch one of the runes and open it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He actually, if you remember, he grabbed one of the weapons from the statue, touched it to the rune, and then that was what activated the portal.
Can the stone giant that's with us, could he do the same thing? I mean, he has access to the stone. Can we ask him, can you open this portal for us? We think a survivor is on the other side.
Does he have to be a frost giant, though, to do it?
Well, this is the room of, like, this is all of the giants. Like, there's a statue representing each giant type here. So you'd think they'd have equal claim to this room. But
I don't know. He didn't seem as friendly as Harshnag, though.
No. But, yeah, someone go ask him.
Okay.
I just don't know, because then don't we have to go back through?
He's right here with us in the room.
Yeah.
He's on the other side. Yeah, here he is.
No, I meant when we have to go back through to the portal if I just came back.
Unless he can, like, with his superpowers that he's got, like, meld his way through, concentrate his efforts on securing this area so that we can all get him out. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
I'd like to ask him, but what do you guys want to do?
I'll ask him.
Too. Yeah.
All right. Excuse me, sir. Sir?
Sir, can I have some more?
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Jesus.
More of your strength.
He says, "What would you ask of me?"
Is there any way that you can focus your efforts on this stone statue thing that's in the middle of the room so that you can touch it and open this portal thing that we want to go through so we could save our friend? Is that what it is?
He says, "Perhaps we could do this, but first, what is my name?"
Interesting. Rumpelstiltskin.
I told you his name 3 seconds ago.
Oh yeah.
This is my test.
Braxile.
No.
Damn it.
Oh.
I thought it was a Brax.
So the worst. His name is Lore. Remember?
Damn it.
Data's brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Lord.
He nods at you, and he collects the other. I think there's probably like 4 stone giants working on the statues in this room, and they all approach this sort of caved-in area here, and they all put their hands against the stones, and with their combined effort, they are able to make sort of like, you see the stone just sort of shifting, like almost like liquid, away from the center, and a sort of tunnel opens up, and they're able to make their way into the portal, essentially. Not into the portal, but to the portal.
Gotcha.
Where you could see all the runes and all that stuff.
Wow.
Can we ask him to touch his weapon the same way that Harshnag did, so that we can open the portal?
So here's the thing. I won't do this in RP for you, but basically, he has never activated this portal before, and he has no knowledge on how it works.
I see.
But you guys do.
Yeah, we do. So, go ahead, guys. Tell him what to do.
Oh.
What?
So he'll have to lift the weapon, right?
Which weapon?
The giant sword, was it?
It was. I believe Harshnag took the axe from the frost giant statue, and then touched the statue with it. The big one in the middle of the room. Like there's these there's the smaller giant statues, each representing each giant type. I think the stone giant would have to take the stone giant weapon from the stone statue and then touch the center statue. I could be wrong about that.
You're very close, and I'm not going to torture you here. So basically, the way that it worked was that you're correct. Harshnag took the frost giant's weapon from the statue and touched it. Again, around this portal are all these runes.
That's right.
And each one represents a different type of giant. So he touched it to the frost giant, and the portal activated.
Aha.
The frost giant rune, that is.
Mm-hmm.
So you think that if he took the stone giant weapon and touched it to the stone giant rune, that would probably work.
All right.
Logic dictates.
All right. So
are we doing that?
Yeah, if we can.
Yes, please.
Okay. So as he does that, he carefully and reverently removes the weapon from this statue here. Scoreus Stonebones. What a great name. And he touches it to the rune. He of course reads giant, so he knows which rune is which. And the portal swirls and opens up. It's like this sort of misty, cloudy, frosty mist.
Okay. I'll stay here if you guys want to go in and check it out. Because I know the portal will close if it remains open for too long. And in case it does close, I can tell the giant to do it again, so that to get you guys back out. If you don't forget, you guys can also ask, I think, the Oracle 5 questions a day. So if you have any pressing questions that you want to ask the Oracle and just get an answer to, you might get away. Assuming the Oracle is still there, maybe that's something to think about.
Okay.
But yeah. I'll remain behind, guard the area, and keep the stone giant. I'll watch this side of the portal, so you guys can go in and
Okay.
Okay, who's going?
I'm gonna go in.
I'll stay.
Yeah. I'll go in. Too.
I'll stay with the stone giant here on the outside.
Can I do prestidigitation?
Huh?
Prestidigitation, the cantrip, and make it so that like Saberwolf kind of like farted or something, and then the stone giant can smell it.
What?
You could make an unpleasant smell around him. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do
Okay.
Why?
Why?
Stupid gnome.
Because I'm RPing. You don't know it's me, bro.
I
will
Lore
roll perception.
turn his nose, and he goes, "Small folk."
What? What'd I do?
Did you say you wanted to do something, Vince?
No, I just want to roll perception to see if I notice Xana doing this, because this is going to come back to bite her in the butt later. Perception, fine. Nope.
Well, are you trying to cast this sneakily, Xana?
Sure, why not?
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Damn it.
Yeah, you smell it as well, and it's very unpleasant, but you're not sure the source. For all you know, it could have been the stone giant himself.
We're just smelling each other awkwardly as they walk into the portal.
I imagine it being like, "What did you eat?" And you're like, "What did you eat?"
Right. Taco Bell, bro.
My plan. It worked.
Waterdeep Bill, my friend.
Wow.
Okay, so you guys are going through the portal?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Okay. So you step through, you've done this before, so it's no mystery. You step through, and I had the wrong thing selected, so nothing happens. But now you step through, and this is what you see. You see the ghost of the giant in the center of the room. You see Harshnag at the base of a statue. He's just sort of slumped over. He doesn't look well. And all you can hear him saying is like, "Igaron, I don't know where your father is. Please stop talking about it." Oh my god, this
poor giant.
Please stop talking about it. And he's like, "No, but my father betrayed me. You must find him." He's like, "Please, just a moment of peace."
So he's not talking about Hecaton?
No. Remember the ghost way back when? The ghost, we talked to the ghost before we got to the Oracle, and the ghost was like, "You gotta find my father, he did this to me." But we never did figure out the father or get any leads on that. So we just kind of left him here to rot. And now Harshnag is trapped in here with this ghost. And has been for how long, listening to this ghost prattle on. It's just funny. Alright, anyway.
Oh
my.
My father is treacherous and justice must be brought to him. I know.
Alright, guys.
Okay, so that's what you see.
Okay.
Well, the portal's open, so can't Harshnag just go through?
Is he well enough to stand on his own?
Have you interacted with him at all? Does he know you're there?
No, I'm trying to move. They won't let me.
Hi, Harshnag.
Oh, is there like there's probably a freaking dynamic lighting thing.
I don't know.
Whatever, just pretend that you're in there.
Harshnag, can you move? The portal's open, you can go through.
So he weakly stands up, and you could tell, I don't know exactly how long it's been since this, but I think it's been a long time that he's been trapped in here. With no food, no water.
I was about to ask about that. How did he survive?
And you could tell that he's in really, really bad shape.
Oh my gosh.
He's able to stand, but he's weak and shaky.
Xana, you've got some healing, right? Help him out.
I do. I have mass cure wounds, damn it. I just traded out my single cure wounds to mass cure wounds. All right.
So he stands and like weakly walks towards the. Oops. He stretches out wide.
Yes.
It's been a long time since he's moved, so he just had to stretch. Oh, it feels so good. Stand again. But he shakily makes his way through the portal, and he just collapses out on the other side. Has to
Oh my gosh.
stand his way back up again. And yeah, his cheeks are like hollowed. He looks thin.
We should probably give him some rations, guys.
Yeah, I'll give him 3 of my rations. I have 6.
He's a giant, so he's got an appetite.
He's a giant. I'm assuming the other giants have food and water.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That is true.
I'm gonna go back through the portal because I don't want to get stuck in there. And say, please help him. Please help him.
And as you're leaving, he's like, "Don't forget about my father. He's out there. Bring him justice." And then you guys go through the portal.
Oh, that is so sad.
I wish we could help him in some way,
I
but we
know.
just don't know enough information.
Yeah, between the rations that you share with him, and then Lore also gives him some food. He has something in his belly, but obviously it's not like instantaneous. He's still pretty
Yeah.
weak, but he's getting better, let's say.
Okay.
That's good.
He says, "My friends," or no, I have to do my Harshnag voice now, don't I?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the horror Swedish. The Swedish chef.
He's like, "Oh, my friends."
Yeah.
I can't even do it anymore. I thought I was dead when
We missed you.
when the dragon came. I had to jump into the portal. I can't do the voice at all. What the heck? I need to like re-listen to how I did that.
I still think of it as Harshnag. It's okay.
Yeah, it's really bad. I apologize. I wasn't prepared for this. You have to understand.
Mm-hmm.
It's
So you admit
cute.
you practice in the mirror every night before our sessions. I get it.
I would have at least like tried to remember how I did the voice, but it is like totally lost on me right now.
It's
Okay.
great.
But anyways, I'll save you and myself here. He explains that when the dragon came in, he tried to fight it, but it was much too powerful. And as the temple started to collapse around him, he was able to jump through the portal to the safety of this sort of, not exactly a pocket dimension, but just an area that wasn't affected by the dragon. This little oracle room.
Gotcha.
And he's been there for about a month.
Holy cow! How did he
Wow.
survive?
It's a long time.
How did you
Built
survive,
there.
Harshnag, on for a month without food and water?
It's like, well, there's this ancient tale of a famous frost giant. His name was Grill Bears,
Oh no!
and he would drink his own. Well, you know,
I see.
it wasn't pleasant. Okay, it wasn't pleasant.
Oh, poor thing.
Oh,
Grill Bears.
for a month. Okay. Survival
please.
expert.
I want to leave this place. I'm not doing I'm not even trying the voice anymore. Okay.
I feel so bad for him. Can I just cast hideous laughter so he can have some enjoyment in his life?
Are you going to?
No, because then he might not like that.
Stop it! Stop it!
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He like falls to the ground and like breaks a rib.
Yeah, because he's already weak,
no.
hun. It might
I
hurt to
know.
laugh. I'm just saying.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, never mind.
Should we ask him if he's safe to travel?
I don't think he is.
Is he?
Can we mend
Yeah.
his wounds? Can we mend his wounds and make him at least well enough to travel, or at least get him on the mend somehow?
It's complicated because it's not like he just has like wounds that can be healed. You know what I mean? It's more of a case of
Malnutrition.
atrophy and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. Exactly.
Mhm.
So it's not something that you could fix overnight with some healing spells.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He needs to rest.
But I mean, on the other hand, frost giants are very resilient beings, so he might recover more quickly than like a human would, but it still needs time.
I remember you saying that the Harshnag here was not exactly friendly with the other giants, right? Like they considered
correct.
him out. So if we conched him back to the Maelstrom, I have a feeling they wouldn't like that.
Well, the thing that's like most striking about Harshnag, and you might not remember this because it was so long ago, but when you first were introduced to him, you remember he had like a belt of like giants' heads around his waist.
Okay, yeah, never
So
mind.
yeah, even Lore is a little like kind of looking side-eyed at the guy.
Gotcha.
But with that being said, I mean, he's not going to just start attacking the stone giants because he's just weak and probably grateful to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Poor thing.
The thing with Harshnag is, and maybe if I didn't explicitly say it, you probably would have learned this just from your travels with him, is he hates giants because of what they do to small folk. He's like imagine like the whole raised by wolves sort of thing. Like he was basically kind of raised by small folk, and that's why he can walk in water deep and people don't mind him because they know, oh, that's Harshnag, the good giant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not like friendly with other giants, but if it's not like a sort of life or death scenario where he's like, like all the giants that he has around his waist are like people that were probably raiding and pillaging, small folk villages and that sort of thing. So he's not like a reckless hate for giants. He certainly doesn't love them. It's kind of like how you would view the giants. You know what I mean? Like there are good ones and there are bad ones, and he's just not like a bloodthirsty sort of murderer, but he is a defender of his people.
Did Frostnag ever tell us like where his safe haven was in the small folk world? Like, was there a particular town that he favored and rested in and stuff like that, or was he just a traveler?
Yeah, Waterdeep. Yeah,
Waterdeep. Okay.
I mean, he was a traveler. Like he's an adventurer like you guys, so it's not like they stick down in one place.
He took an arrow, in the knee.
Yeah.
In the knee, yeah. So brutal.
Yeah.
He took a ballista to the knee, actually.
A ballista, yeah, that would make more sense.
But the base of operations for his adventuring company is Waterdeep, and he is known there.
Okay. Do you guys, for RP purposes, do you want to like someone go back at the airship and truck him back, or are we fine to leave him here while he recovers? What do you think we should do?
You should ask him.
Okay, you ask him.
Harshnag. Oh my god, sorry. I'm sorry. Even after all this time, I still get your name mixed up. Forgive me.
He says, "It's okay, little one. You may call me Horse Nugget if you wish.
Wow.
But only you. Don't introduce me like that, and don't call it in front of other people, okay?"
I shan't. Never. So, would you like to come back with us, or do you want to take a rest here with all these stone giants that are giving you the side eye? Or would you like to come and try and travel with us back to Waterdeep? It's up to you.
He says, "I've rested for long. I'm ready to get out of here."
Okay. How would you like to be carried?
On your back, piggyback.
Right,
put him in the bag can he climb into the bag of holding?
He would die in there after like an hour or something. Or not even that long.
I'd turn into a giant ape.
Cherry.
There we go.
There you go. Okay.
It would only last for, I think, what is polymorph, like an hour or something like that?
Yes.
That's true.
And you could do that a number of times for, spell slots that you have of that level or higher per day.
I could polymorph him into like a rabbit.
To long rest every 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah. Take you like 2 weeks to get back because you just rest every 2 hours.
Right.
But no, just to move things along. He will come back with you guys. It might be a little bit slower going because he is weakened, but it'll maybe take like 5 days instead of 2 or 3. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I've got my good berries and my natural ability to traverse terrain and guide the party through, so I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll put my loot on the way, and I'm sure Sunset will play her flute. To try and give him some music, some soothingness.
Okay, so which helps? Go ahead and give me a performance check.
Yay!
Yay!
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
Well, I don't even need a performance with that.
You do.
All right, so you guys aren't in perfectly sync, but it sounds very good. And maybe it helps. Actually, you know what? We'll say for the purpose of that, that's your little song of rest that you do every time you guys take a rest. So you guys are able to speed up his recovery slightly. We'll say.
Cool.
Now the question is, what's the next? Next.
Where are we at now?
Yeah. What's the next course of action? I guess.
Can he do the teleport thing at Marabar to Waterdeep?
The problem is he's a frost giant, and although he's well known and loved in Waterdeep, if anybody sees a frost giant, especially in Mirabar, where the frost giants are probably the most prolific, they might not be so friendly towards him.
Gotcha.
Can I polymorph him into like a bunny?
You could.
There you go.
And then maybe we can use the teleportation thing.
So you guys want to like maybe once you're
outside of town,
like a half an hour outside, like where no one's seeing you. Yeah, you could do that. You could polymorph him into something and carry him in.
You have to tell him though. Could you imagine him just automatically just?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't explain it to him, he'll have to do a wisdom saving throw to see if he can resist it. But if you explain the situation, then he will willingly let you, and there's no saving throw.
Yeah. Okay, so since you're weakened and you really can't fight too much with the villagers of Mirabar, I'm going to turn you into a bunny so that we can cross safely into the teleportation thingy. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hern. Yeah.
I really wish I could do the damn voice. I love doing it, but I just can't remember how I did it. Okay, anyways. Okay, so you guys are able to do exactly what you said. You guys walk into Mirabar, and as you're passing by the local butcher, he says, "I'll butcher that for you for free."
Ooh.
No.
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 She goes, "Ooh." This will be the most delicious soup you've ever had.
Oh,
if you even think about it, I'm going to take.
Tempting, my good sire, but
it'd be funny though. It'd be funny though because if he tried to chop the rabbit and he goes down to 0 HP, he just morphs on his table or her table and just crushes everybody. Oh, that'd be awesome. Anyway.
Okay, I assume you're not going to do that.
No.
Okay, so you guys make your way into the Mirabarian corporate hideout. Make your way down to the teleportation circle. Where are we going?
Back to Waterdeep.
Back to Waterdeep.
That's where our airship is, and that's where he's liked. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Waterdeep. Okay.
So now we need to morph him back.
Yeah, you guys might want to wait till you're outside to do it because these are human-sized doors in here. But once you're back on the street, you can transform him back into his stone giant form, or end the polymorph spell effectively.
Yeah. Does it take another polymorph thing to end it?
No, you just have to basically end it. You just have the choice to willingly end the spell.
You just hit the bunny really hard.
You basically stop concentrating on it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, do I stomp the bunny to death, or like, how do I do this?
Wow.
That's awful.
That's your go-to, huh? Keep her away from the dogs, Vince. She's losing.
Isn't the bunny the same size as the gnome? Like...
No, the bunny would still be small.
Okay, alright.
By the way, I found this out recently, which is like, it blew my mind, but gnomes are taller than halflings, which kind of blows my mind. So, in my headcanon, gnomes are smaller than
I
halflings,
thought so too. I picture like garden gnome. Like, that's what I picture.
Yeah, I figure like maybe, because halflings are like 3 to 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
And gnomes are like 4 feet tall at the very minimum.
I thought it was
which is like so weird to me. Yeah, I in my mind, I guess maybe it's because of like World of Warcraft or something. But I just always imagine gnomes being the smallest thing.
Huh.
So that's how we're playing. That's this is my universe.
That's good to know. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay.
Yeah, it really weirded me out. It's just like I don't know. I don't know why it bothered me, but I like gnomes being the smallest.
I thought dwarves were like 4 feet tall, and then the gnomes and halflings were like 2 to 3 or something like that. But that's just anyway.
On all the pictures that I've ever seen, like halflings were slightly smaller than gnomes, but that was just all the stuff that I've seen.
Gotcha.
No, here, look at this. I'm gonna put something in Discord in a second.
Okay. Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Weird, right?
Kobolds.
Because halflings are only like 2.5 feet tall, but gnomes are like 3 feet or more.
Huh.
Which is just like so weird to me.
Wow.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
She's still half my size.
This is the one that I saw too. The halfling and the gnome. Only very slightly.
They're pretty much the same size, but that's just like, I don't know. I guess it makes sense, but that's just not how I pictured it in my head before I learned that, you know?
Huh.
Gnomes look like they're like I don't know, like one of those adventurous 16-year-old girls, like in that picture there. You know what I mean? I don't see them that tall. It's what's wrong with D&D? I've been spoiled by the Warcraft universe, is all it is.
Yeah. Well, that game Solasta, was it Solasta, where you pick like gnomes and halflings? The halflings, they always get in the text or whatever. Halflings are always getting confused with little children.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah,
weird. I picture halflings like obviously like hobbits. You know what I mean? Where they're not like, they're more like thick than a kid would be. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Doesn't matter, I guess.
According to the ruler, the gnomes are 3 feet tall. There's a ruler on the right?
Yeah, it's like gnomes are like 3, and then halflings are like 2.5.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
In my mind, it should be the other way around, but whatever. Doesn't really matter.
Fine with me.
Anyways.
So anyway, long story short, the bunny is smaller than the gnome. Okay.
Yes. Okay, sorry, that was a really long and weird answer.
I think that was good. That was good information.
Definitely.
But I do like that racist chart because it kind of lets you like sort of imagine easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually
like
really cool.
the tabaxi standing next to the gnome or whatever.
I'm actually going to save that.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so you guys make your way back safely to Waterdeep. Harshnag is now back in his giant form. You see people sort of like they see him, and it's not even like for a moment they're scared. They're like, "Oh, it's Harshnag," you know what I mean? Like people are just happy to see him here, which is just like it's unusual, you know what I mean? Because giants just strike terror into most people's hearts, but they have such a connection with this giant that they immediately recognize him, and you know, etc., etc. Okay, so we're back in Waterdeep. What do we want to do?
Well, folks, do you want to have Harshnag come with us to see that? What's that guy's name? Roaring Horn. Do you want Harshnag to come with us to see Roaring Horn? We can say, "Hey, we rescued Harshnag. Can you help us fight the blue dragon?" We'll sort of go off on a tangent, but
yeah, we should do that. I think.
Okay. So I guess
Harshnag will sort of interrupt you and say, "Well, if it's potions of resistances you're looking for, my adventuring guild should have some to spare."
Oh, thank you, Harshnag. That's awesome. All right, so
I knew we saved you for a reason.
Wow.
All this was to get a discount on potions.
You knew us too well.
Okay, so he leads you down to the southern ward, and again, as you guys are walking through the streets, nobody gives Harshnag a second glance, and even some kids like walk over and they're giggling, and he picks them up and gives them a little helicopter ride and all that kind of crap. But eventually, you guys make your way to this big building. It's got a huge door on the front, like a giant-sized door, and you could see the sigil of his adventuring guild, and he leads you inside. Inside there, you see very, well-armed knights. There's some, sneaky-looking people. Basically, all the things that you would expect to see in an adventuring guild. And he goes into the back and returns with 5 potions of lightning resistance.
Awesome. How much are you charging for these, Harshnag?
He says, "You saved my life. I wouldn't think to charge my friends like that."
Wow.
Ah, it's very kind of you, sir.
Yeah, it's very kind
I
of you.
rub against him in purr.
He scratches your head. With one finger, because otherwise he would crush you. But he says, "I must rest. This ordeal has been taxing on me, but if you need me, you can find me here."
Do you mind if I ask you a question before you retire?
anything, friend.
Sure. Your fight with the blue dragon. Did you notice any weaknesses? Because I guess we'll just quickly explain the situation to him and what we've been doing all this time. And we'll just clue him in to let him know that we're off to possibly fight the blue dragon to save the storm giant's Cicera, I think her name was, something like that. Sarissa, yeah, the one that's turned to stone. So the Harshnag here was fighting the blue dragon for a short time, possibly. So would he have any advice, or did he notice anything that would help us?
He can't tell you much beyond what you already know. He says,
okay.
Ymrith is a ancient dragon, powerful and deceptive. She can appear as you have told me, a storm giant, or even as a human.
Okay.
As all blue dragons are, you can't harm her with lightning. Other than that, I don't think there's any strengths or weaknesses that she would have in combat.
I had to ask. Okay.
But she's treacherous.
I see.
Do you have any friends that could accompany us?
He's like a loner, isn't he?
Yeah. Good to ask that.
Perhaps we could spare some men, but come back when you have a plan, and we'll see what we can do.
Excellent.
All right,
and
guys.
He retires into the back, probably to wherever his room is.
So we now have a potion of resistance, right?
Yeah, for each of us. Yeah.
Potion of resistance.
So let me just read it, because just so we know exactly how it works. Okay. So it works probably how you think it works. You drink it for an hour, you get resistance to lightning damage. So whenever you take lightning damage, you take half the normal amount.
Okay.
Cool.
I added it to Vinny's character sheet as well, just in case he's able to join us. Okay.
Yep, he gave you 5, so.
Cool.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
I was just going to ask if now would be the appropriate time to talk to Lord Roaringhorn about enchanting my Rod of Unmoving.
Well, Lord Roaringhorn wouldn't really be able to help you there. If you want to go to like a magic shop to see if such a thing would be possible, we could do that.
I would like to do that.
I would also like to go to a shop because I would like to see about picking up a potion of invisibility.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
Okay. Okay, so you can find your way to a magic shop. I don't know. You find one that's called Rory's Magical Stuff.
There you go. Does he have a +10 bow of insta-kill?
Yes, they're on sale.
Yay!
Oh.
Okay. So no, you enter the shop. It's fulfilled with, curiosities and strange artifacts and all sorts of magic stuff. But you also see that he has quite a few potions there, and perhaps more in the back, depending on what you're looking for. So, what would you like to say?
Sunset, you want to go first?
Hold
on.
You're cutting out there, Lily. Try again.
I was sorry. I was sneezing.
Oh. What? That's all I
He says, please, not on the artifacts. Those are thousands of years old. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no. This is like a bull in a china shop.
We're allergic to your prices. Give us a
Okay, sorry.
A few things that I'm looking for.
Well,
I'd like to get some prices.
If you're looking for the arcane and the mysterious, you've come to the right place.
I am looking for potions, one of an invisibility, and if you have one of feather falling.
Why, I have both of those in stock.
And how much would those be?
Let me check my
my ledger.
logbook. I know there's a fall. Where is it?
You want me to look?
Oh.
Yeah, take a look.
Oi. It's my...
I don't see it on that thing that I usually use. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too. I see Ring of Feather Falling, but not a potion.
Oh, how much is the ring?
Or you know what? Maybe Oh, come on. Why is this thing giving me trouble now?
You're good. I'll keep looking on my end here.
I don't think it's going to be Featherfall. That's the thing. No.
Featherfall is a Dungeons and Dragons spell, so it's probably not a potion.
The thing is, most potions are just spells in potion form.
Oh, okay.
The thing about Featherfall is that it is a reaction spell. It's not really there should be a potion for it, but I just can't find out what it's called. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. We'll just say the ring would be substantially more expensive, but because it's basically like a one-time use versus the ring, you know?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Let me look at the ring. Yeah, the ring would be about 2,000 gold pieces.
Oh, hell no. Okay, never mind. No.
I'm just gonna make it up on the spot because whatever, I know what you're trying to do. So even if it's not on this list, we'll say the potion of invisibility is going to run you about 180 gold pieces, whereas the potion of feather falling will run you about 100 gold pieces.
Looking about 280.
280. And the way that it's going to work functionally is that you'll be able to. It's like you know what? How about this? We'll make it 80 gold pieces. And the way that it works is that if you're falling, you can drink it, and it slows your falling until you hit the ground, and then the effect ends.
Yeah, I like that. So
260 total.
260 total.
Can I just pee in a bottle and try to deceive and tell him that it's a great...
No, absolutely not.
That's fine.
Oh my.
I am actually fine of just paying that. I won't even haggle.
Okay. 260 gold pieces. He happily sells you the 2 potions.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
All right.
Is there anything else I could help you find folks with today?
You said 260, right?
If Sunset is done, I would like to ask him if he would be so kind as to enchant my rod of unmoving to attract and dispel lightning. Is that a service you provide, good sir?
He says it's an interesting concept. I've never done anything like it before, but it's not impossible.
What would you charge for such? Sorry.
I could do that for maybe 300 gold pieces, but I must warn you, depending on the power of the lightning that hits it, it could destroy it.
Okay, never mind. I don't have the money for it anyway. Let me also ask, and I don't even know why I'm asking this. Would you have any parchment scrolls of to reanimate skeletons so that they fight for you?
Reanimate skeletons?
Could just put red shirts on them and send them off to the dragon.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a D&D thing or not.
It is. I know that there's a whole school of magic devoted to basically necromancy.
Necromancy, yeah.
Yeah, like a summoning of a skeletal warrior kind of thing.
Yeah, I saw a spell like that in the spell list. But I chose not to take it just because there's already so many NPCs that fight for us.
No, it's not what I wanted.
I mean, I don't think I'd be able to afford it anyway, but I just thought I'd ask.
Mm-hmm.
Animate Dead. The spell creates an undead servant. Choose a pile of bones or a corpse, medium or small, within range. Your spell imbues the target with foul mimicry of life, raising it as an undead creature. Target becomes a skeleton if you choose bones, or a zombie if you chose a corpse. So those are two different sort of creatures that you can typically fight against, but you could raise on your side.
Okay.
On each of your turns, you could use a bonus action to mentally command any creature you made with the spell if it's within 60 feet of you. Now, both the skeleton and the zombie are CR 1/4, so similar to the owls that Saberwolf summons, but you only get one of them. They'll have, if it's a skeleton, it'll be 13 hit points, 13 AC, and it's not going to do a whole lot of damage. So, is it worth it to you? Do you want to keep going down this path, or do we just want to say, yeah?
I was just wondering on what the price would be. I mean, as I mentioned, I probably wouldn't be able to afford it anyway, but I was just wondering how much one of those would cost.
Yeah, it's tough because it's not a typical potion type spell. Like, I guess you could just pour it out on a pile of bones. It is a 3rd level spell, and so is invisibility. So I'll just give it the same price as 180 gold pieces.
Would that come in? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say, just remember that it's going to be a very weak creature. 12, 13 hit points, 13 AC, doesn't do a lot of damage. It could be a good distraction, but as far as combat, it's probably not going to be super helpful against a dragon.
Would I be able to give it a weapon and some sort of makeshift shield or something to add to its AC, or is that not possible?
Yeah, you could. It would still retain its same stats. So, like for a
if it's that weak of a potion, it'd be kind of cool to put it on like a sword, the tip of a sword, stab something really strong, and then like an enemy, and then turn it into a weaker enemy. I don't know if that's a thing though.
Okay. The other thing here is it has a casting time of a minute, so we would have to say that like it would take a minute for the potion to fully resurrect the skeleton. Basically, it would have a strength of 10, which is a +0. So even if you gave it a weapon, it would still be attacking with like a +0. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that goes the same for the damage. It would just be the damage of the weapon itself.
Okay, and this sort of thing wouldn't come in like parchment form where I could cast it as a spell rather than
scrolls are a different beast than potions. Scrolls you have to have some sort of magical affinity to use. Like even if Xana found a spell scroll for a spell that she can't normally cast as a bard, she wouldn't be able to cast it. Like she only can cast bard spells from scrolls. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Which is good because she doesn't use a spell slot to do so, but it has that restriction because otherwise it would be too overpowered.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, all right. Let's just forget about it. Sorry, good sir. I was just satiating my curiosity.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with trying to expand your knowledge of the arcane.
Indeed, indeed.
Hear me out.
Okay. Yes.
So I've been planning. So is it possible to buy like, say, 10 horns of blasting, right? And then when we go fight Nimrith, or 8 of them, can Xana animate all 8 horns of blasting to just blow? It'll be like a nuclear bomb. It would be so awesome. I'm just saying.
Well, are the runes of the horns of blasting magical or non-magical?
I imagine magical. Well, I don't know.
If they're magical, I wouldn't be able to. It has to be. I have to animate non-magical objects.
I know it does damage. Well, it does thunder damage, so I'm guessing it's magical.
Right? Yeah, it's definitely a magical.
All right, then we get 10 red shirts to go out there.
Damn.
Sorry, I thought it was funny.
No, that was pretty good.
I was thinking of like
You
a
have
trap we
your-
could set, like just to do a bunch of damage to the dragon. Like we lure it to a location, and then all of these horns go off, and we just do a crap ton of damage to it. Like
You have one of your animals blow on them?
I don't know if they
Yeah.
can. Can my wolves breathe into the horn of black? I don't know. They're
you need
fake.
opposable thumbs to operate it.
Those darn opposable thumbs.
Listen, before we start going too crazy with plans here,
Okay.
maybe, and I'm not trying to railroad or anything like that.
I know.
But maybe we should talk to the storm giants first.
Okay, makes sense.
Very well.
We also have to travel to the place where we got Rico so I can see if they'll let me keep him.
Well, if you'd like to.
I would like to keep Rico.
Can I ask?
You have Rico right now. I mean, they're not going to send the force out to repo him or anything.
What?
I was reading something about an arrow of slaying that can be configured to fight a particular, are good against a particular enemy type. Is that something that is possible?
Yeah, they're 600 gold each.
Oh, forget that. No, okay. I saw the price and I'm like, maybe he'll be nice and give me a whole quiver.
I think I've been pretty nice, okay?
I know. Yeah. Dang, I tried.
Potions, and I tried to work with making a potion of revived dead, which is not even how it's supposed to work, but it's never enough with you people. It's never enough.
You wanted me to role play, I'm role playing. I'm a greedy little jerk.
But yeah, those are expensive.
Okay.
Because they're very powerful.
Yeah, they are. I was reading up on them. Okay.
You were metagaming, I see.
Muy interesante.
So what do you guys want to do now? Is there something more that you want to buy, or?
Well, nothing that I could afford, but
A lightning bolt on the movable rod.
Oh yeah. Is there any way, now that I have the lightning bolt spell, can I shoot a lightning bolt on the on Brenane's movable rod and make it into a lightning rod?
Listen, you could do whatever you want with Brenane's rod. Just don't tell me, okay?
Wow.
No, I mean, joking aside, to what end? What are you trying to accomplish by shooting the immovable rod?
That doesn't make it a lightning rod, hun.
It doesn't?
That's not how science works.
Listen, this is D&D. Science doesn't exist in this place.
God. The world is still flat, I get it, but...
Well, no, I mean, to what end, though? I mean, what are you trying to accomplish?
Like if if the blue dragon does do some sort of lightning damage, could the lightning rod absorb it or something?
No, because that's basically what he was trying to get that alchemist, or I'm sorry, that magic user to do.
Yeah.
And
okay.
the process of enchanting an item is very complicated. That's why it's very expensive. So if you could just shoot a lightning bolt at it, then they'd be out of the job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'd be out of business. Dang, that's funny.
Would it have some property of dispelling lightning, though? Since it's made of metal, I'm assuming. Would it have any sort of property for that, or?
I mean, it's. I was kind of half joking about it before, but I mean, it's like you're wearing a full suit of plate. You know what I mean? So if I do it for the rod, I got to do it for you too. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is gonna be.
I mean, even everybody in the party is wearing studded leather, which is studded metal. So it's like, I don't want to go down that road because it gets complicated and it's not going to end up being good for you guys.
Yeah.
I understand.
Can we pad our armor with just rubber?
You could, but it wouldn't have much more effect than the potions of resistance.
Damn. Okay. All right. Good. Fair enough.
Good try.
I tried.
It was a good shot. I don't blame you guys for trying.
All
That's
right.
funny.
Should we go back to the Maelstrom and talk to the Storm Giants at this point, or do you guys still want to mess around?
Yeah, we can go back.
Okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to do.
Yeah.
Except maybe go back and play Harshanega song.
He's probably sleeping. If you want to wake him up, go for it.
No, it's a lullaby.
With your horn of blasting.
Oh, goodness. Poor Harsh.
Sorry. That one was good. Okay. That would certainly wake him up.
Yeah, we won't do
So
that.
what's the play?
Can we conch then back to the Maelstrom and then talk to the Storm Giants and see what they're doing?
Yeah.
Our airship
I'm not
is here.
stalling,
So...
trying to set up the map or anything like that.
No, not at all.
No, of course not.
No, give me a second.
If you want to tell us the history of D&D while you're at it, feel free to.
Well, you see, back in the 80s, this guy named Gary Gygax. Actually, I don't even know if it was the 80s. Some fan I am. Okay. Let's get you guys conch back to the Maelstrom.
Okay. Did you just do the Batman sound effect? That was amazing.
Oh, jeez.
What did I miss?
Batman.
Not much, apparently.
Batman spinning.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Batman logo spinning.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
Okay, so you guys arrive in the Maelstrom. I'm assuming you're just going to make your way up to the throne room. You notice that Adelon is not there to greet you and walk with you.
Sad.
Did they have a
memorial?
Are they going to have a memorial service for Adelon?
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
We need a funeral.
All right, go talk to the king.
All right, where's the king? This guy?
Yes,
Sir.
you see him.
He's so tiny.
In thought, just like looking at his poor defenseless daughter, tears running down his face, and you come up, sir.
Sir, we must have a funeral procession for Adelon. I understand your daughter is, frozen, but at least she's not dead yet. So.
Wow, this is why I do the talking. And okay, I'm just saying. But go ahead.
High charisma, by the way.
What was that?
I said high charisma, by the way.
Yeah. I can literally say anything.
Jeez.
Oh, that's funny.
So as you guys are walking in, all of the sort of storm giants besides Hecaton sort of stand at attention. Uther says, they're here, my lord. And he turns around Hecaton.
Sorry, there was somebody at the door.
Well, I wasn't in the middle of something. I'm just kidding.
You got to repeat the last 20 seconds there, Nick.
No, you're fine. Basically, as you guys are walking in, all the storm giants will recognize you as you come in. Hecaton turns around, and he sort of puts his fist over his heart as sort of a little salute to you. He says, I owe you a great debt for what you have done for me out there. I recognize the sacrifice and effort. I was told by Uther just how determined you were to save me and bring order back to my house, and I am eternally grateful for that. I wish only that my wife were here. Her fondness for the small folk was always lost on me, but I see now just what she saw in you.
Does he know that his wife was killed by Nimrith or whatever?
He knows that she was killed, and I'm assuming that they've been putting the pieces together at this point.
Okay.
Because remember, when he was kidnapped, it was because he was trying to investigate her death as well.
Should we take a moment just to catch him up on things so he's fully aware of what's going on?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead, someone.
So your wife died.
What?
Obviously, that was the first thing. And then what was it? There was an advisor here trying to advise your daughter, but she turned out to be a traitor, and then took your other daughter and slit her throat, and turned this daughter into a stone. Did I get that right?
That's 25%, right? But yes.
Wow.
TLDR.
That was the worst Cliff Notes version I've ever heard, but hey.
He says, yes, thank you. Uther informed me of most of this, but I do appreciate the refresher. I almost forgot that my wife was dead.
I'm sorry.
Oh my.
Rabbit, we would like to keep helping you and fight the dragon.
Yes, it is imperative that we free Sarissa from this deranged imprisonment from this blue dragon Yimmerith. I plan to lead a force into the Arnok Desert. Lord Uther here has been doing much work in my absence, and basically during the time that you guys were out rescuing Hecaton. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
He's located the lair of the dragon. If you would like to join us in the scrying pools, we can elaborate further.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
I wade in the scrying pool. sorry.
That's not the scrying pool. That is our sacred well.
Oh, sorry.
that's their bathroom, hon.
Yeah, even better.
Dang it.
Sorry. God, you're on fire today, Vince. Okay, so we don't have to move our tokens or wherever. So they lead you down into the scrying pool, and Uther begins the process of scrying to where he has pinpointed the dragon. And basically, what you see is this. It's a very high top-down sort of scry. He says, it seems that she has taken root in the tunnels below an ancient amphitheater in the northern Arnok Desert. She has perhaps 100 gargoyles. Oops, I'll hide you guys up here.
I was like, oh.
She has possibly 100 gargoyles patrolling the skies and manning the trebuchets on the ground. A ground assault would be difficult. We believe that this opening in the center of the map here is where she enters to reach her lair. We've also noticed that there are a couple of stairways that seem to lead down, but scrying into her lair seems to be impossible. We can't seem to look inside.
Gotta say that horn of blasting sounding better. That idea.
Well, the stone. I mean, you'd think the storm giants with their enormous hit points, just equip all of them with horns of blasting and just blow everything up. But anyway, so what are these stars? What do they represent?
They represent like these sort of roosts that there are gargoyles sort of resting on.
Gotcha.
You see, you can't see it in this map, but what you see is as you're looking down, you see gargoyles flying, patrolling all over the place. There's tons of them. And then as well, you see statues all over, littered about the amphitheater, which you have to assume are just gargoyles in their sort of still form, looking like statues.
Do you have a plan, King Hecaton? I mean, this looks pretty fortified.
Uther speaks up, and he says, well, I believe a similar tactic to what we employed against Slarkathrel may work here. We distract the gargoyles with storm giants, and you sneak in to deal with the dragon herself.
I see. Not to be a party pooper, but the blue dragon is a bit more powerful than we are. Do you have any spare giants that you could spare to help us in this fight?
I do. In fact, I'm looking at them. And he pulls out 5 potions. Says, these are potions of giant size.
Oh.
They will turn you into giants. And effectively, I'll just leave RP for a second to explain this. When you drink them, your strength becomes 25 if it's not already higher, and your hit point maximum is doubled.
Whoa.
The reach of your melee attack increases by 5 feet. Everything you're carrying and weighing increases in size for the duration. When rolling damage for weapons enlarged in this manner, roll 3 times the number of dice For example, an enlarged longsword will deal 3d8 slashing damage rather than 1d8.
Wow.
So all of your weapon damage dice are tripled.
Even bows? Wow.
Even bows.
Nice. Okay.
Because your bow and arrow also increases to giant size.
I see. I was just picturing my giant size self trying to pink.
Yeah.
Giant ballista. Now.
So basically, your hit points will double, your strength will go up, your melee attack range will go up, and your weapon dice will go up.
Interesting.
That is awesome.
He says, and Hecaton turns to you and says, I would like to join you in the fight against the dragon.
Absolutely.
You and I will delve into the dragon's lair and defeat her while our forces keep the gargoyles at bay.
Not that I don't want him there, but wouldn't it be better if he stayed with his kingdom? We don't want anything to happen to him.
He says, this is a good worry. Slarkathel still lays in the deep, and an attack on an undefended maelstrom would be disastrous for us. So I am leaving Uther here with a small detachment, everything that we can't bear to lose. And he will protect the maelstrom in my stead.
Okay. We could certainly use your back. I mean, it's your daughter after all, so I can imagine he wouldn't have it any other way.
I must deal with this menace to not only my people, but my race. She is the driving force behind the descent among the giant ranks. And I think if we slay her, hopefully things will come back to normal.
Will magic damage also increase, or no? Is it just physical and...
Yeah, it's just physical.
Okay, I thought so. Okay. Good to know.
Besides, she's immune to lightning bolt. So.
Yeah, that's true. Not Thunder Wave, but okay.
Thunder Wave 2, that's also...
actually,
that's thunder damage. I wonder if that is... I guess it would work on her, because lightning is different. Let me just double check if she's
you're fine.
Only immune to lightning, or if it's thunder as well.
So if Pony drinks the giant thing and then turns into a giant ape, will the ape be double in size?
It would not.
Damn. I was like Godzilla level, like ape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't forget too that you guys are going down into the ground, so you don't know how much room you have to work with down there as well.
That's true.
But yeah, so basically, what they want, and you are welcome to edit these as you will, is basically the brunt of the storm giant. I mean, which you guys already know. I mean, when you guys went to rescue the king, that was the majority of their forces, and there was only like 5 or 6 storm giants there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a large army because A, they're so powerful, and B, storm giants are actually extremely
they're tanky,
for lack of a better word, antisocial. Like a lot of them live by themselves and just sort of wander, rather than having like a centralized location. So the Maelstrom is kind of like an exception to how they normally live.
We spoke with the heads of the other giant factions. Because we did so well with those negotiations, would they be willing to we all join forces as one big happy family, or would that be too unbalanced?
I fear that if we ask the other giants for help, it may only make us look weaker.
I see.
Wow.
If they feel that we are weak, then even defeating Ymrith may not be enough to convince them to follow our lead.
Gotcha.
Respect our power.
Mm-hmm. That's a giant hole. If we scry, can we see how deep that is, or how do we get down into the layer?
Yeah. So as they mentioned to you, there's this hole that's in the center.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, I'm on GM info. Sorry. So this hole in the center, obviously.
Yeah.
And then they notice that there are 2 stairways going down. They assume they all go to this sort of underground layer. But
my bad. Okay.
No, you're fine. I mean, to answer your question, he can it's like CSI where you guys are going enhance, and they sort of go in a little bit deeper, closer, and you see that at the bottom of the pit in the middle, there's a pile of sand. This was obviously whether it be from Ymrith's burrowing or just a sinkhole caving in or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a pile of sand at the bottom that's about 20 feet high, and the jump down to that is only about 20 feet. So it's like,
it's not too bad.
The height of the room is like 40 feet, but there's a big pile of sand in the middle that goes up 20 feet. So you could jump down to that pretty safely.
Gotcha.
Oh,
If you don't want to use the stairs that presumably also lead to the underground layer.
I imagine King Hecaton wouldn't fit in the staircase. Are they giant size or human size?
They're big. He might be able to squeeze into it, but it would be very yeah.
Because I could pass
Right.
without trace the party, and then King Hecaton can jump down the hole. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Yeah. The
polymorph
problem
him again.
Yeah, that's kind of like the problem with this whole thing is you have to rely heavily on the storm giants distracting them, because sneaking in with a storm giant is going to be very difficult.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And especially if you guys drink your potions and you guys are also giant sized.
I think we should wait to drink them until we're in there.
Yeah, when we're actually about to fight the dragon, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That
Yep.
way lasts longer. Good idea. And then we'll drink our electric potion at the same time. The resistance.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to change your mind, because what you're saying makes perfect sense. But the potion of giant size does last for 24 hours.
Oh, it does.
okay.
So you could drink it well in advance. Again, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I just wanted to give you the full disclosure.
If we planned on sneaking, then that would be tough. Like a tough call. I guess it depends on what we plan to do. Like, we don't have a plan yet. So.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I kind of wanted to talk to you guys, or have you guys talk to the storm giants before we started getting deep into planning, because I wanted to at least show you this map with the scrying.
Okay.
Give you an idea of what the storm giants were willing to provide, and then let you guys basically come up with your plan as you want.
Okay. Cool.
What? I have to wonder, like, Amira, right, is the blue dragon, right?
Correct.
So I would love to curse her to become pregnant, but I don't know if she would actually, like, would that, like, disable her a little bit, like, for a while?
Huh?
Like, what do you mean? You want to curse her so she's like? I mean, I don't want to get into this, honestly. Because
that's a rabbit hole.
Like, what is she going to be full-term pregnancy, and also dragons lay eggs? So, like, I don't know.
That's true.
Let's go a different route than that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, now that would be a curse, because that would be more dangerous because she's protecting her unborn.
That's what I was thinking. Like, it could be more dangerous, and she's protecting her unborn, or she could just be out of commission and, like, not fight or not want to fight, But okay, we won't get into that.
No.
And like, I just want to mention too, it's like dragons are insanely proud beings. You know what I mean? Like, they believe that they are like incredibly powerful, better than small folk certainly, and that sort of thing. And their lairs are like a source of pride as well, as with their horde and everything. So a dragon is likely to protect their lair fiercely, and probably not abandon it because they have too much pride. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
To top that off, dragons, I believe, at least these cunning ones, probably have a high wisdom modifier or saving throw, whatever. So most of your curses and polymorphs and all that probably may not work on it.
Yeah, I figured. Because, I mean, if they can talk.
The other thing I should probably, I'll just mention to you, because maybe your characters wouldn't know this, but as experienced, D&D players would know this. Ancient dragons are considered legendary creatures.
Okay.
So what that means is, they get legendary actions, and
much like Slarkrithil.
Like that one kill.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised. Yeah, exactly. Well, that was just a high level spell, but they get legendary actions, what they're called. So I'm surprised. It looks like I'm looking at her character sheet, and she doesn't actually have the thing that I was going to warn you about. So I guess this isn't a factor here. But she does have legendary actions. I'll just leave it at that. Most of the time, one is like the ability to just pass a saving throw that she fails.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you cast a spell, she fails it, and she just uses her legendary action. It's like a limited resource. She can't do it infinitely.
Get out of jail free. Yeah.
Get out of jail free. She actually doesn't have that one, which is shocking to me.
Oh wow.
But I guess that's just a warning, anyways, of what to expect. She's going to have this pool of resources called legendary actions that she can use. So take that for whatever it's worth.
Okay.
Oh, yay.
That's why he's giving us those giant potions.
Yep.
All right.
So any thoughts on, do we want to change the plan?
I mean, that sounds good to me.
So what are we sneaking in the staircases and what?
Well, we're going to have King Hecaton with us, right? So the question is, do we allow the giants to do the distraction and hope that they've drawn everyone away, and then we just go in guns a-blazing, or do we sneak?
The other option, I just want to throw it out there, you guys don't have to do this, and I think Vince is not going to like this, is you can give it the Harshnag treatment. Polymorph the Hecaton into a small creature, and you could stealth in easily with him, not being a huge, sore thumb sticking out in the middle of the desert. You know what I mean?
That's a thought, yeah. My only concern is the amount of spell slots Pony has. They may be used
That's why I didn't think you would like it.
Yeah, I have a total of 3 polymorphs, but I also have 2 level 5s, so I could cast polymorph 2 more times at a higher level. So in total, technically, I have 5 polymorph spells. So if anybody...
Wait, say that again?
So, like, my level 4 polymorph, right? Yeah. I have 3 of those. But can I cast it at a level 5 too, as well?
Yes.
So that's 2 extra charges. So I technically have 5 casts of polymorph if everyone wants to come in and be super sneaky.
But the polymorph, I just asked that question, the polymorph is not affected by that potion. So if we polymorph, we're not going to gain the benefits of the strength or the giant potion.
That wasn't my question.
Oh, I don't know.
My question is, you don't want to waste all of your polymorphs and not have any more spell spots.
Hey, could we take a 5-minute break? Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
That's fine.
I've got company, so.
Okay, no worries.
We just take 5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I honestly wasn't expecting you guys to go back and save Harshnag.
We were invested in
Harshnag. From that at all.
It was kind of an impromptu decision.
Yeah, when I brought him up, I was just thinking that you guys would just go to his adventuring company and just sort of see if they would, sell you anything for a discount. But then it was like, oh, let's go save him. I was like, all right, let's do it.
Well, it was one of those, I felt like we had to close that book because it was just an open-ended, unresolved thing. You know what I mean? Even that one ghost with the whole the father killed me thing. I feel like my OCD needs to solve that quest, but at the same time, I'm we don't have the time to go off on another adventure while this is happening. So
I mean, when that sort of side quest, I guess you could call it, was introduced to you, I think you guys were still way in the thick of, the campaign's main story. You know what I mean? So it's you don't want to. And the place where you had to go was
wasn't it off map somewhere?
No, it's I think it's down here in Parnast. I think it was where the thing led you to.
Okay.
So all the way, basically, as far possible as ways you can get from all the stuff that you wanted to do. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Mm.
So it was just always it's not convenient. It was never convenient to even look into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm just sort of making a joke of it. And it's he's sitting in there with Harshnag. He's like, my father, and Harshnag's like, Jesus, shut up.
That is so
I appreciated
sad. That was a great little story. That could have been in a movie. That was good. That was so
I'm back, guys.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Family came over, and I had to extricate for a bit.
That's fine. We're almost done
anyway.
anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if you have family over, we could just call it here.
I just took just a simple 5 minutes to say hello, and they know I play D&D, so so I'm back now. So yeah, I don't know what else to say.
That's all good.
Yeah,
well, no, I mean, we're just trying to figure out what we want to do, and really, we can do that over Discord.
Yeah, we can plan out on D&D chat. I put a screenshot of the map here in D&D chat, so we can look at it and figure out how do we want to approach this. Do we go in stealthily? Do we just go in guns a-blazing? That's something that we can figure out.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was considering too. It's like, do we want to help the giants in fighting the gargoyles? Because 150 versus 5 or 6 probably aren't very good odds, even if they are giants. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be kind of like a ticking time bomb scenario. They're not trying to defeat the gargoyles. And the other thing to think about, and honestly, I don't even know the answer to this. But the thinking is, if Ymrith is defeated, what happens to the gargoyles? Do they cease to exist? You know what I mean? She created all these gargoyles.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be like a ticking time bomb type scenario where it's like, how long can these storm giants hold out against this horde of gargoyles, while you guys are trying to accomplish the true mission?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the distraction on purpose. So the main thing we have to figure out is maybe if Pony is willing or Zan is willing, maybe polymorph Hecaton into a smaller animal. We get him inside, and then we all become giants, and we figure out the layout in there. That way we can stealth in there while the giants are, the distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can cast Pass Without Trace to give us a +10 to our stealth checks, so hopefully... Now, I don't know if... I don't know how keen a dragon's senses are, if they have the ability to, sense their prey from miles away, even with my abilities.
I do have a question, though. This place right here, that's a hole from where she enters or exits?
Yeah, Uther would explain to you that although she hasn't been moving at all recently, they've confirmed that that's how she enters and exits her lair.
So it's just like is that the only enter and exit? Because I was thinking maybe of doing 1,000,000 spells of shatter and just covering it up, leave her in there forever.
Well, dragons can burrow, as you guys have found out. So
She'll just pick herself out.
Yeah, it wouldn't accomplish much.
Especially in the sand. Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
The other way is
a good thought, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nick was explaining. No, that's all right. Nick was explaining that these entrances here, those doorways, also possibly lead down.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys can tell that these were obviously built along with this Colosseum whenever it was built, probably thousands of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to wonder exactly what is waiting below. You know what I mean? Is it just a big open cavern and she's in the middle of it? Is it is there a cave system? You don't know. You know what I mean? You can't see down there with the scrying right now.
Yeah, that's true.
She could always burrow herself another exit, right, to the surface if she needed to.
Yeah.
If she needed, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
But remember what I was saying. She's not likely to abandon her her lair.
That's right.
Okay.
Too bad Pony doesn't have her eyeball thing.
My arcane eye.
Yeah, to just go in there and see what's what.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Well, she never took it. It was something that she was considering. She was trying to figure out what spell to take next, and one of them was this Arcane Eye. So.
True.
You guys could always send Whisper in there, but
poor Whisper.
You said just how much is Ymrith able to detect? Would she just get down there and get zapped immediately?
Mm-hmm. I mean, we have Rico now, so
no, absolutely not.
Could
absolutely
Whisper...
not.
Yeah, I know. I know your feelings, Sunset. Could Whisper drink a potion of invisibility, or does that only work on humans? Not like we're going to do that.
Yeah, he could, or she could, whatever it is.
Okay.
Keep in mind that Slarkrethel was able to detect invisible because he was a I don't know, a crazy. I think he was legendary too. I'm not sure, but he was like a.
Yes, he was definitely a legendary creature.
So it's possible that Imrith here or whatever has the same skill set.
And don't forget too that that dragon that you guys fought and on the Purple Isle, sort of hidden base there.
Yeah.
That one, first of all, was able to burrow, and second of all, he also had those sort of extra senses that let him detect, beyond his eyesight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Gotcha.
That's why I didn't give you guys the surprise round there, because he essentially knew that you were coming once you got into a certain range of him.
Right.
Interesting.
Okay. Well,
maybe Xana could animate the trebuchets to give us a fighting chance. I don't know. Just
Are
a
there
thought.
What?
Are there trebuchets around?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Right here.
Trebuchets.
Oh yeah.
And here. There's only 2, but they're manned by gargoyles.
I see.
Okay. Well.
So any sort of invading force would have big chunks of stone raining down on them as they charged up.
Maybe we could attack those gargoyles and then Xana could animate them.
Muted myself. I'm talking the entire time. I don't even know how much I was talking.
You have something to add?
No, I didn't know what you were talking about. Catapults?
Huh?
Trebuchets.
Trebuchets.
Those. What are those?
Trebuchets are like catapults.
Throwing mechanisms.
They're like better catapults.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have longer range and they can throw heavier things.
It's a medieval.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're using
siege
terms
weapon.
I don't understand.
Yeah, it's. I'm sure you've seen them in like a movie before and didn't know what it was, but it basically uses a counterweight and a lever type action to launch
totally
things.
Catapult me into the hole.
Did you ever watch
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, the Return of the King, the last Lord of the Rings movie.
I know I've seen it. I couldn't tell you what I was. That was a long time ago, though.
Well, at the very last fight, there's all these huge siege things that are throwing stones into the orcs. At the very, that's a trebuchet.
Okay. All right.
So anyway.
They are very cool looking. I've never seen one in person, but the way they operate, it's just very cool. It's very cool to see.
Let me ask you guys. I don't know if this is like a weird, like upstate New York thing, but have you guys ever heard of like pumpkin tossing competitions?
Pumpkin tossing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have.
No.
No.
I don't know why this is a thing in like upstate New York, but like they build basically like trebuchets and see how far they can launch pumpkins.
Wow.
Oh, a pumpkin chucker.
They did that with apples too in some places.
No.
Wow.
Not.
Yeah, never heard of it before.
I can't explain it, but it's just I've never actually like been to one, but I've actually like driven past farms where you could see like their trebuchet.
Wow.
It's very unusual, but it's pretty cool to see.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Just driving along a road and just a pumpkin just lands right in the middle of the road in front of you and you swerving out of the way.
Yeah, like it's just.
Remind me not to go to New York anytime soon.
Yeah, just always be aware when you're in upstate New York. Yeah. Dangers lurk around every turn.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think you guys have a pretty good plan. I think maybe if you guys have any ideas or just want to improve on it or just have a thought, we'll talk about it in D&D chat, and
okay.
We'll try to aim for like that Monday night sort of session next week.
Yeah, I texted him and he says he has to check. So
okay,
I'll let you know.
We'll be because knowing that Brian is flexible is probably the best thing because he's our resident West Coaster. You know what I mean? So
right. Mm-hmm.
As long as we can get a relatively early start time, I think we can make most days work.
Okay.
Yep, I am open. I am open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to reiterate, so we're not playing tomorrow the 1st, right?
No.
It'll be
No.
a week from tomorrow.
No, I can't tomorrow. No, I got plans.
Okay. So it'll be like on the 7th?
We're looking at the 11th, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, the 11th?
Yeah, because today is the 31st.
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute. Hang on. I'm getting mixed up here.
So not
I'm
the 8th.
sorry. I was looking at the July calendar. My bad. So
Yeah,
there's
me
the
too.
8th. The 8th is the next Monday.
Yeah.
There's the 8th and the 15th. I don't know.
Yeah, my little my little Windows calendar betrayed me. Yeah, so it would be the 8th.
Yeah.
The 8th.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me.
Okay.
If that works for everyone else.
Yeah, and we'll just keep the whole scheduling thing in mind. Once Vinny has a better idea, we'll it'll all be in the D&D chat. So
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're no longer playing Sundays. We're playing Mondays now.
Well, we'll play it by ear, but we'll
play it by. Yeah. I think, if you guys don't finish this fight next, on the 8th, then we might have to do another Monday night session or something like that. But,
right.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a secret anymore that this is like the last fight of the campaign. So
it sounds epic. Yeah.
So once this happens, the campaign will be over. I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break just to sort of
unwind.
Unwind, and then I'll start maybe looking at other campaigns that we could potentially spin off of this.
Okay.
Excellent. Do we have a time in mind, ladies and gentlemen, or are we just gonna?
I thought around 6 or 7 EST, and then that would be.
No, it would have to be at least 7 EST because I won't even get home until 6 my time.
Right. Okay. So yeah.
Let's. I mean, we'll say 4-ish Pacific time, but we're really just waiting on Vinny, so we're not 100% sure yet. So it's not set in stone. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
No problem.
All right. Well, good job freeing Harshnag and tying up all the loose ends around here.
Go team.
And yeah, we'll have the nice big epic battle next week.
Sounds
good.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Yep. Sure thing. Take it easy, guys.
You too.
All right, you too. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.